everyone, and welcome to my third project pan update of the year. If you haven't seen my intro and previous updates, I will have them up here and in the description box down below. You can also find my project pan playlist of 2021. In this project, I have 10 items in total. If you're interested to see my progress, please keep on watching. So I've always introduced the products in the same order for every update. So today I just thought I would switch it up and kind of go backwards in my list. First up, I've got the lip gloss that is never changing in weight. This is the Rimmel Bb Supreme in the shade BG04. It still sits at 19 grams. I'm not sure how well it's showing on camera, but it's definitely settled even lower than in my previous update. And like I mentioned in my last update, I have been keeping track of my uses this past month. So I started the day after I filmed my last update, which is February 23rd, and today is March 28th. So between February 23rd and March 28th, I have used this 16 times in total. And by the way, my goal with this is just to use it until nothing comes out without having to remove the stopper. Next up, I have a MAC lipstick in the shade Sea Sheer. My goal for this is just to use it 30 times in total. As of my last update, I had already used it 16 times, and since my last update I have used this another 8 times, which makes a total of 24 times. So I still have 6 uses to go, but I'm almost there. I really anticipate hitting my goal of 30 uses by my next update. Next up, I have the ABH Soft Glam palette. I'm just keeping this in the project as a informal pan palette, I guess. Although I don't think I'll ever hit pan on all of the shades. I'd be happy enough if I can hit pan on one of the shades by the end of the year. That being said, I have been using this consistently, and let me see my numbers. I have used it 15 times since my last update. It definitely looks more used than when I first rolled it in, which is in my intro. And I am seeing a dip going in the shade Cypress Umber, which I believe I also noted in my last update. So I am hopeful that I'd be able to hit pan on at least this one shade by the end of the year. As for the other shades, I really have no idea. I have been enjoying this palette very much, and that's why I have been using it very consistently. And at the end of the day, I'm just happy that I am making use of this palette overall. Now for the weight, it still weighs 174 grams. Next up, I have the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. My goal is just to hit pan on this. And so far, I can see that the pan's getting a little bit flatter, which is a good sign. But at the same time, I know that it's still gonna take me a long time until I can hit pan on it. I know it's only the end of March. There's still several months to go. And I really hope that I can hit pan on this bronzer by the end of the year. As for the weight, it weighed 64 grams in my last update, and it still weighs at 64 grams today. And since my last update, I have used this bronzer 13 times in total. Next up, I have my Nars liquid blush in the shade Luster. My goal is to use this all up, and so far I want to say I've been having pretty steady progress. At this point, I don't know if I can use this up by the end of the year, because it has been a quarter of the year, and I don't think I have used up a quarter of this product yet. But of course, summer is approaching. I think this makes a perfect spring/summer shade. Well, I just said summer is approaching, but I don't think spring has even come even where I live right now. Anyways, the weight from last update is 85 grams and today is actually 84 grams. So a 1 gram decrease. I'm so happy about this progress. And since my last update, I have used this blush 15 times in total. Next up, I have the Marc Jacobs Spotlight Glow Stick. It is a cream highlighter in a stick form. And my goal for this is to use up 5 grams in total. This started at 60 grams in my intro and it was still at 60 grams in my last update. However, today the weight has dropped to 59 grams. That is very exciting news to me. And finally, I'm seeing some progress on this. I really enjoy this highlighter and I feel like this is gonna last me a lifetime. I've already had it for like 5 years or so. Oh, maybe not 5 years, maybe 4 years or so, I'm thinking. Still a very long time, but it still works very well. I don't think it's gone bad. I've been using it a ton since December of last year. And I don't think it irritates my skin at all. And since my last update, I have used this 15 times in total. Next up, I have the Laura Mercier eyeshadow stick in the shade Amethyst. And my goal for this is to use it all up. And as you can see, I am pretty close. I'm getting there. I think the progress in this update is pretty significant. I'll insert a picture over here. And as you can see, it's dropped quite a bit since my last update. I've really been trying. At this rate, I think I would be able to use it up in about 2 months. I'm looking at the end of May. And this product I did use every single time when I applied makeup, which is 18 times in total since my last update. Next up, I have the Makeup Forever pressed powder. My goal for this one is just to hit pan on it. I don't anticipate finishing it. And the weight has decreased on this as well. Last update it weighed 70 grams and today it weighed 69 grams. So it's the first weight drop since the intro. I'm so happy about it. And I want to say the pan pretty much still looks flat. Like there's no dip going on whatsoever. So I really can't tell how far I am into the pan. And for the number of uses, I have used this 12 times since my last update. Next up, I have the Rimmel BB Cream. I've had significant progress with this since my last update. So in my last update, it weighed 28 grams and today it weighed only 21 grams. And since the packaging it's so light, I can really feel where the product is settling at, and I can feel that there's about this much left, which means I'm very close to finishing it. Of course, the packaging is completely opaque, so I won't be able to see exactly where the product's settling at. I really look forward to finishing this up. I can't say how confident I am in finishing this up by my next update, but I want to say there's definitely the potential for it. It just depends on how often I get to do my makeup. So since my last update, I have used it 17 times. So there was only one day where I did not use this foundation at all. And on the days where I did use it, I would always mix it with another foundation just because, like I mentioned in my intro, the shade of it is a bit too deep for me, especially now we're at the end of winter and I'm certainly at my palest. When I first rolled it in on December 31st of 2021, I still had a bit of my summer tan left. And I did tan quite a bit in this past summer, by the way. It did give me a chance to also make use of my other foundation, right? The ones that aren't in my project pan. So I feel like that's even a bonus, because then I'm not only using this one and trying to use it up and end up neglecting my other foundations. And last but not least, I have the Makeup Forever Reboot foundation. As you can see, I had to look at the packaging because I just rolled it in my last update. And my goal for this is also to use it up. I am trying to finish up on my foundation. I really don't have that many left, which is a good sign, of course. And when I rolled it in last month, it weighed 117 grams, and today it weighed 116 grams. So only dropped by 1 gram, but that's okay because I know I haven't used this a ton. And I have used it only 9 times in total since I rolled it in last month. And that wraps up my third update of my 2022 project pan. I didn't have anything new to roll in. However, I'm so close to finishing that Rimmel Bb Cream. And usually when I roll out a foundation, I roll another foundation in, but I can tell you right now that it won't be another foundation. I don't know what it is at the moment, but because the remaining foundations I have are fairly new, that I am in absolutely no rush in finishing them, that I don't think I even need to put it in my project pan to use them up. So stay tuned. If you're interested to see my future updates, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. That really means a lot to me. I really hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye.